So I'm Alice MacLachlan. I'm the coordinator for the Triumph Network. So Christine's just spoken to you about involving young people in your research, and I'm now going to provide some more details about other requirements for your project team, and some guidance on how to connect with other people, and then go on to some of the more kind of nitty-gritty stuff about how to actually complete the applications. So first up, in terms of requirements for your team, so we're looking specifically to support transdisciplinary project teams. And what do we mean by that? By this, we mean that teams need to include people from different sectors and also with different areas of subject expertise. So you can see in this figure, the different sectors that we're particularly thinking of are academics, policymakers, practitioners, and also, as Christine's just explained, young people involved as well. So we anticipate that by involving each of these different groups, you'll get different ideas and expertise within your team, which will hopefully make sure that research evidence is high quality, that the programme or interventions that you're evaluating are relevant and will be more easily translated widely into policy and practice. And also by involving young people, just making sure that your research is really relevant to those young people it's targeted at. In terms of the expertise, members of your project team might include people working across a range of different areas. So it might include from health services, education, youth work, social work, clinical researchers, the arts, people who work in digital technology perhaps. So we do encourage you to think quite broadly about what sort of expertise would be useful to your project and who are going to be the most appropriate people or organisations to involve in your team. We do really strongly encourage applications that are led in collaboration between academic and non-academic organisations. However, it is a requirement of our funders at UKRI that the named principal investigator for the project is based at a UK higher education institution, and this is going to be where the project budget will be held. Having said that, we do recognise that there are quite a lot of non-academic organisations who are going to be driving some of the proposals. And we do encourage them to co-lead the projects alongside the principal investigator. What this means, and you can put down a co-lead on your application forms, is that those non-academics will also receive all of the correspondence about the project and will be involved in a similar way to the principal investigator, but they just aren't able to hold the project budget. We also wanted to flag that early career researchers are eligible to lead projects, as long as there's adequate support within the team to make sure that the project can be delivered. PhD students are not eligible to be included as principal investigators, but they can be involved as team members as long as they're not funded 100% of their time for their PhD. So any PhD students who are 100% funded are not eligible because we don't want these projects to take away from their PhD studies. So in terms of finding project partners and kind of building this research teams that includes all these different sectors and different expertise, here we've just got a few tips about how you might want to go about approaching people. So the first thing we want to say is to involve any potential partners as early as possible when developing your proposal. So ideally start getting in touch with people now, even if you haven't quite finalised what your idea looks like. A couple of reasons for this. The first one is that obviously we're bringing together people across different sectors because they bring different ideas and expertise, and they might have some really great ideas for how you could develop your project proposal. But also from quite a practical point of view, different organisations are going to have different approval and sign-off procedures for people to be able to be involved in the projects. Particularly if you're trying to find an academic partner who's going to be holding the budget for the project, there's going to be quite a bit of paperwork for them to do around that. So it's just about allowing time for those processes as well. In terms of when you're approaching people, we advise do your research and really tailor your requests to those that you're approaching to make sure you get the right people involved in the project. So most people have online profiles. Take a look at that, look at people's previous work, current projects. And when you contact them, make it clear why you've selected those people, what you think that they'll add to the project, but also potentially what you can offer them as part of the project as well. Excuse me. And also when you contact people, although you might only have a vague idea about the project, please do try and provide as much information as you can at that point so people can make a really informed decision about whether or not they want to be involved. An email inviting someone to be involved in the Youth Mental Health Project isn't very specific, but if you can provide more information on sort of groups of young people the project might be targeting, or the different settings that it's in, or any information about the programme, that's really helpful for people to be able to decide if it's a project that they're interested in. When you're contacting people, also be really clear about what you need from their involvement in the project. Obviously, there's lots of different levels of responsibility and time commitments across the project team. So you might be looking for an academic lead, you might be looking for a practitioner who can help you deliver a programme, you might be looking for a youth group to support you in contacting young people, or you might just be looking for someone who can come to some meetings as more of a consultant or in an advisory role. Each of these roles is going to have different levels of responsibility and also different time commitments. So it's good to have that discussion up front about these things to manage expectations as the project develops. And also to think about and have a discussion early on about what different people might need out of the project. So for example, third sector organisations might have certain strategic goals or deliverables that they need in terms of what they're offering to young people. Academics are likely to need to be able to get research papers and research outputs out of the project. And then there'll be other people whose main focus is on meeting young people's needs. So have that discussion about what everyone needs out of the project. And finally, just be open to new ideas. So by creating this transdisciplinary team, the whole point of this is to harness the knowledge and expertise of a wide range of different people to increase the impact of your project on young people's mental health. So just be open to what all the different people from your project team bring to that. And I know that sounds like a lot of things to discuss up front, but also just remember most people are very approachable and will be really flattered to be invited to be involved in your project team. And even if after these discussions they decide that perhaps they can't be involved at this time, they might be able to suggest alternative colleagues or different organisations that you might want to get in touch with. And the last point on this slide, as we've already said, there's also research assistant support available for this project. So also think about how that person might fit into your project team, what role they might have in delivering the project. So obviously we know not all applicants will already have the right contacts within academia or policy or practice or have links with young people, and we really do want to support you in connecting with other people with similar interests within and beyond our network members. Given the current circumstances, we're going to be providing support via online channels. So if you do want support in contacting people, again, you can email us with the email address on screen. And if you can try and use the subject line project team followed by your project name, that'd be really helpful. In terms of supporting you, what we'd ideally need to know up front is which of our research themes your project fits within. It might be more than one. A brief summary of your project that you're happy for us to share. Contact details for your project lead. And also some information about who you want to connect with. And if you can be as specific as possible with this, so it might be people with certain expertise, it might be a specific organisation you're looking to get in touch with, or you might be looking to get in touch with someone in a certain area of the country near where you're based. So let us know those sort of things. And there's a few different ways that we can help you connect with people. If you don't want to share your proposal too widely, then we can get in touch with individual contacts through the Triumph management team, which includes a range of partners across the UK, but obviously will be more limited than if we share your proposal publicly. Another option is that we can put some information in our Triumph newsletter, which will go out to all of the Triumph network members who all have an interest in youth mental health. So that some of them might be interested in getting in touch, or we can share it more widely on the website or via Twitter. So when you get in touch, we can have a discussion about which of these options might work best for you.